My vision was for utilizing what I've learned with project management and applying it to the creative side, trying to find like, okay, there has to be some sense with this.
You are now listening to the Artist King podcast.
This is DTM of DeltaTangoMike.com, and this is the Artist King podcast, episode number 90, featuring the artist interview with curator and creative Toni Williams. Please take the time to download the Artist King podcast in your favorite platform and listen anytime. We would like to hear your opinions and suggestions, so please direct your comments to dtm@artistking.org. The Artist King podcast is available on your iPhone and iPad at the App Store, on iTunes on the podcast section, Spreaker.com, Stitcher Radio, and ArtistKingArchive.com. The Artist King podcast is made available by the support of our sponsors. You can find them on the partners page at artistking.org, and they include the law offices of Deborah Gonzalez Esquire, VelocityScreenPrint.net, RevolveSkate.com, Southside Sickest, Mix Manny Beats, The Biz Garage, and AzaleaCreativeGroup.com. In this episode of the Artist King podcast, we're featuring Toni Williams. She is a right brain and left brain genius who moves swiftly between the worlds of academia with a master's degree from Emory University and the world of creativity, arts, and music as a vocalist, writer, and art curator. I've had the pleasure of collaborating with her brand, Cultivating Cultures, as a featured artist at 2015's A3C Festival in ATL, and seeing her stock rise as someone who is going to be making a big wave with ATL artists and the ATL art community. In this artist interview, Toni shares her passions, her sense of family responsibility, and the mission she's on to unite and help the ATL arts community work together. Follow her online and on social medias at facebook.com/cultivating cultures, or go straight to their website, www.cultivatingcultures.com. Now on to our artist interview with Toni Williams.
My name is Toni Williams. I am from Wichita, Kansas, and I am the founder of Cultivating Cultures.
Wichita, Kansas. Do you meet so many people like from Kansas out here in Atlanta?
Actually, coming from Wichita, smaller community, but usually when we outgrow the fishbowl, we either come to Atlanta or Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
So I came to the South.
Have you been to Dallas, Texas?
Yes.
Okay.
My sister lives there. I have family.
So you had visited Dallas already, and you chose Atlanta.
Yeah, it's just something about Atlanta. It's like the pace of the city is perfect for me. It's just a lot going on, and I felt like I could come here and flourish.
Nice.
And make the best of it.
Right. So does the Wiz hold a special spot in your heart?
You know what? Yeah, I was sad that the Wiz didn't have Toto, by the way, just for the record.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. But, yeah, I mean, people, friends, I've learned a lot coming from the Midwest. It's a whole different type of style. So coming here, people are like, you're so chill. Are you high all the time? I'm like, no. Typically, it's high on life. So patience, and I've learned a lot. Just homegrown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do have a calm about you. That's all. I will have to agree with the consensus.
All right.
All right. So tell us a little bit about the first time you came across art or expression, creativity, because you've done music and singing.
Correct.
So when was the first time you came across any of those things?
Well, the first time at 7 years old, my parents bought me a piano.
Okay.
And that was an interesting gift because I was like, why? It wasn't anything I said I wanted. It just came. And since then, the organic love for it. I played the piano, tried to get taught with lessons, but that just really wasn't my thing. I'm big on what feels right. So organically, I play by ear. And since then, it's just that connection with the instrument, then songwriting and singing just came along with the package.
I got it. Do you have family who are musically inclined, or?
Well, my family's pretty interesting. I actually want to dig deeper into my family because I come from a family that was big on professionalism. During that time, they were all about becoming a doctor, lawyer, teacher. But in between, there's some family members that did go outside of the box and became artists. Okay. And I'm discovering that now. My dad, I was inspired by him. I almost thought my piano was a gift for him because he would play it more than me, but I always admired that, that was his heart. But his mask to me was the profession that he had. So this has been kind of a venture on just what feels right once again to just say, like, I want to be a creative. I want to make that my profession.
I want to ask if there was inclination for yourself naturally for one or the other, to be a professional at something or to be a creative at something, or did you even think about it and just took from both growing up?
I just I always strive to follow my family's footsteps and like going to school. I did everything that I needed to as far as that, but just actually giving my creative self a chance to just prevail is something new, and I'm enjoying it because it's just been like when I look at my family now, all the great accomplishments they've made, they always revert back to like, I wonder if I did this, So, because when you come from a family of professionals like doctors and lawyers and so on, you hear growing up, and not that it didn't happen to me. I hear the stories, right? From other people, from their family saying, "Oh, if you're not going to make money, if you don't do this, if you don't do that, you should think about your future," and so on. And so then it makes it a little bit harder to follow that creativity, trying to satisfy your parents and your family and so on. Right. And but if you had creative people in your family, then it's kind of like, well, I'm with this side of the family right now, and then certain holidays or certain things happen, events, you're with a different side of the family or so on. So yeah, I'm sure exposure is everything, especially at a young age when you're a sponge. It's like you take in so much as a kid, and when you try to make sense of this big space, right? It means a lot for your family to just at least, even if they don't see it as like, just to encourage and expose and just let it be without saying like, no, you should do this or right. So I'm learning how important that is for families to just encourage the youth to just let them be and try it out. Yeah, just try it out,
Very nice. So you have a piano. You're 7 years old. You have a piano in the house.
Yes.
And you start playing. Yes. Did you have any inclinations before that? Did you like singing? Did you like singing and dancing for the family, or what starts happening?
Well, I just started loving to like listening to songs on the radio that I love. There was a lot of inspirations, like, being able to hear a Michael Jackson song and then being like, okay, I could play that. So just the challenge of, I can play that, and then venturing out to like, oh, I can do my own thing and write my own music. It just fed me. Like, music legit fed my soul, like, as a kid. So,
you connected with the piano, you connected with the keys, you connected to the notes.
Correct. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, so that was, and even like in school, the things that I would learn, I would almost try to correlate some things to trigger my memory. So that worked well. Just got through a lot of things and always tried to associate things with like music. So
interesting. Artists do that. I do that. Whatever situations happen in life, if this was a drawing, then, it would be this kind of drawing.
Whatever feels right. And you don't realize how important that is. You just feel like, okay, this is my method. But then I think in hindsight, just talking about it now, it says so much about going inside to like, what is really you? Like,
right. in school, so you have a piano at home. What are you doing in school? Are you interested in the arts, in the creatives, in the music? What are you doing in school?
In school, I am focused.
As a kid, in middle school.
Yeah, like I was a kid that like I love to learn. So learning has always been everything to me. Even when like summer breaks would come, I have there's a total of 4 of us. I have an older brother and a younger brother and a younger sister. So once school was out, the school year in the summertime, I was teaching my little brother and little sister, like, hey, you know, I just love learning. Which my accomplishments with school, they've been pretty cool. But to me, it's like, I'd rather talk about, you know, creatively what I want to do and things I've starting to accomplish.
Right. So, did you get involved in school plays or, you know, performing?
I was always super shy. It was like I was very introvert with my talent because it's, once again, it's like family. If family doesn't encourage that as this could be something, I was a kid that just played.
Did you play the piano in school plays or anything? Did your family go to church and did you play the piano in church?
Went to church but didn't play piano. I was in the choir for a little bit, but that was like once I was out on my own. So it was more like that was like my inner escape. It was almost viewed as a hobby, not like this is going to be something that will play a huge part in your future.
Got it. Yeah. So no one put you in situations where you would show off some of those skills or some of those things that were growing in you.
It was more, my show off was school accomplishments because I knew that's what my family wanted to see. You better come home with an A and you better have a smiley face on your,
your homework.
Like that was it. Like
really?
That, so that's
the professional side.
That's the professional side, and it's just like, and that has geared to everything. And you know, and I appreciate that because it helps me even as I go on my artist. Like I find this sense of like, okay, this has to make sense, and open to the idea of structure, and not. I'm still chill, but it's still like I understand that there's an element of like responsibility, organization, and there's still I can relate to different stakeholders or audiences, and that I feel that it's just a great tool to have on my tool chest.
Gotcha. The logic has to be in there
somewhere, you know.
Yes. That's funny. So because sometimes that's what makes you thrive under the radar to do your own thing. It's like this is just for myself. And so when that do you sing also, or did you just play instruments?
Singing, like I said, I stay in my lane. But with the music that I would play, I would write lyrics, and so I was like, all right, who is gonna sing for me? Okay, I'll do it. But but yeah, that's just something I really enjoy. Like I said, it's just like throughout my life, it seemed as a hobby, but then showing a couple of friends, and they're like, you got something, and so it was just that later confidence of like, okay, well maybe, but
so tell us the how it came about that you produced an album before leaving home.
That came from just I finished college, and I was in that transition of like.
And you went to college where?
And at Wichita State University.
Okay.
And I went to college, and then for once in my life, I had a stop of like, oh shoot, like what am I gonna do now? Because you know, you come out and you think the next step will be given to you subconsciously, like, hey, I paid my dues, I got these grades, but the one thing I didn't open up to was that I needed to be networking, and I didn't learn that until like my senior year. That's to me, again, for the record, that's all college. If you don't do anything else, network.
What was your focus when you went to college? What were you?
Chemistry.
And what kind of job does the chemistry get you?
Jobs that, like, you could be in the lab.